In Dnipropetrovsk, they're building barricades out of snow. But these are not protesters. These are the riot police, fortifying local government offices against the threat of attack. While the demonstrations were contained in the capital, Kiev, the government felt like it could handle the situation. But then last week, following that violence, the demonstrations moved west into opposition heartland, and some of the protesters even seized local government buildings. Now they've come east, and this week a mob tried to storm the local government headquarters. Hundreds of young men, most of them armed with clubs and rocks, attacked the police. The rioters were eventually dispersed and dozens were arrested, but the authorities were rattled. We spoke to somebody who knows just how rattled they are. Aida Yusupova is an insider, part of a team of close advisors to the president.
It was only when violent protests broke out in the provinces, when people started taking over government buildings, that those in power started taking the demonstrations seriously.
We saw policemen in training, preparing to protect government buildings from attack. But the more pressing threat to President Yanukovych is that he could lose his financial backers. We've spoken to people close to two of Ukraine's most prominent oligarchs. Both said they were unhappy with the president's handling of the crisis. And on that point, for once, the oligarchs seem to be in tune with the protesters on the street. Here in Dnipropetrovsk, their numbers may be small compared to Kiev, but they're no less vocal and they're clear. Concessions are not enough. They want the president to go.
They're criminals, you know. The government, our president, all of them, they're criminals.
This is unfamiliar territory for Ukraine. The old assumptions of a divide between East and West, between Russia and Europe, are being thrown into question. The allegiance of the oligarchs seems to be in flux, and one thing seems clear, that the centre is struggling to hold. Gabriel Gatehouse, BBC News.